Dear students in grade 12, good afternoon. Welcome to our English seminar for today, in which we are going to have some revision about your curriculum. Well, dear students, dear colleagues, let me first welcome my colleagues in the studio who are going to participate in this seminar. Miss Mariam Muhammad, an English teacher from Damascus Directorate. Good afternoon, Miss Mariam.
Good afternoon.
And Miss Sausan Hamdan, an English teacher from Quneitra Directorate. Good afternoon, Miss Sausan.
Good afternoon, thank you.
Well, dear students, as you know, our seminar for today is specified to have some revision. Our revision will be about the passive voice, how to make passive, and also we can talk about some linking words in English or connecting words. At the end, we can talk about some auxiliary verbs, especially must and can't, how to express possibility in English. You know that some auxiliary verbs in English are used to give an expression. Today we are going to talk about must and can't. Maybe if we have more time we can talk about other auxiliary verbs. Well, dear students, let us start. Miss Mariam, I start with you. Would you please give the students an idea about the passive voice? First of all, why do we make passive? Why do we use the passive voice? What is the purpose of using the passive voice, please?
Okay, we use passive voice when we want to focus on the object, on the action, not about the subject or the doer of the verb or action.
Good. Yes.
Okay.
So that's it. When the speaker is more interested in the action more than the doer of the action, that's why we use the passive voice. Sometimes also we don't know the doer. When we talk about processes in English, we have to use the passive voice.
Yeah.
Good. Of course, we have some details. We can go on.
Some examples.
Let us start, please.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Okay. We have some examples that clarify the passive voice. Camouflage protects sound gazelles. In this sentence, we have subject camouflage.
And here, of course, sorry, it's an example from the book itself, from Unit 6. It is an example, very clear in Unit 6 in the student's book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Camouflage protects sand gazelles. We have subject, verb, and object.
Here the sentence tells us what the subject does.
Yeah.
What the subject does.
Okay.
Good.
It's an active verb. We will change into passive voice. It will become sand gazelles are protected by camouflage.
So here you depended on 3 stages when making the passive.
Yeah. We have,
first of all,
we have object and verb to be plus past participle.
You mean we use the object as a subject in the sentence.
Yeah.
Then we use verb to be in the same tense or form as the active verb. Then we use the past participle or verb 3 of the active verb.
Okay.
If we want to mention the doer of the action in the passive, it must be preceded by the word by.
Okay.
Is it necessary, Miss Mariam, to mention the doer?
We have many cases. If we don't know the doer or the agent, we don't mention it.
Of course, but here it is mentioned.
Yeah, it's mentioned.
It's necessary to mention it to complete the information.
And
because if we stop here, sand gazelles are protected, full stop.
Yeah.
We feel that the information here is not complete, Ms. Sousa. So that's why we have to mention the agent in the passive. Of course, in other cases, it's not necessary, as you said, to mention the doer of the action when it is clear or obvious. But here it is not, so we have to mention it. Okay.
And we have...
now, of course, before you go on, sorry, so the 3 stages to make passive are very clear. We use the object as a subject, we use verb to be in the same form or tense as the active verb, then we use the past participle of the active verb. Then we mention the agent and it must be preceded by the word by. Now, we have present tenses, simple tenses, I mean. We have continuous tenses, we have perfect tenses, and we have sometimes auxiliary verbs in the sentence. How to make all these cases passive? Let us start talking about the simple tenses, please.
If we have simple present, we will change it into passive according to this case. object plus am is are according to the object. If I have plural, I will put are, and if I have singular, I will put is plus participle, past participle or verb 3. For example, John washes the car every morning. John, it's a subject. Washes, it's verb 1 or simple present. The car, it's object. It will become object the car, because we have the car, it's singular. It will or
We use verb to be.
Is washed every morning by John.
Good.
It's optional if I want to mention.
Here the action is more important than the doer of the action.
Okay.
So it's okay. We can't. It's okay if we don't mention. I mean the agent here.
Okay. If we have simple past, subject plus verb 2.
Yes.
It will change object plus was or were according to the object plus past participle or verb 3. For example, John washed the car yesterday. We have washed in simple past. It will become the car object, because we have singular object. It will be was.
Past simple, we use verb to be in the past simple.
Okay, was
Good.
or were. Okay.
Was or were. Here the car is singular, we use a singular verb.
Yeah, the car was washed yesterday by John. Also,
Good.
it's not important
Necessary to mention it.
Okay, to mention the doer.
The continuous tenses now.
Okay. If we have present continuous or progressive, it will become object plus verb to be is are according to the object plus being plus past participle or verb 3. For example, John is washing the car. John, subject, is washing, verb, the car, its object. It will become in the passive voice, the car is being, I will put is, because we have the car
Is washing,
singular.
is being.
Okay.
Because wash here is written in the present continuous, we use verb to be in the present continuous.
Yeah,
Simply
and
speaking.
being. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The car is being washed by John. If we have past continuous, it will change into object plus was and were plus being plus verb 3. If we have verb to be in the past, I will use it in the past. For example, they were building a dam. They, subject, were building, past continuous, it's a verb. A dam, it's an object. A dam was being built. Okay.
A dam was being built. A dam is the object.
Object.
Where building, build here is written in the past continuous.
Okay.
That's why we use verb to be in the past continuous.
Was.
Singular, because a dam is singular. Was being, not were being.
Yeah.
And then we use the past participle of the verb build, which is built.
Built.
So a dam was being built. Thank you very much. Thank you, Miss Mariam. Before we go on, Miss Susan, to talk about the perfect tenses, I think we have a call. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm fine, thanks.
Good afternoon, not good morning, sorry. Okay. Your question, please.
My question is how we can making passive with present simple.
With the present simple, I think we have just explained. Your name, please.
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim. We have just explained how to make passive when we have a sentence in the present simple. Simply speaking, Ibrahim, if we go back to the laptop here, I can explain to you. John washes the car every morning. Can you see the sentence, Ibrahim? John washes the car. You see it? Do you see the sentence on TV? Are you following us now? Or just calling? It's okay. John washes the car. So here the car is the object. We use the object as a subject, Ibrahim. This is step number 1, okay? Step number 1, we use the object as a subject. Then the verb wash here is in the present simple, washes. That's why we use verb to be in the present simple. You know that verb to be in the present simple has 3 forms: am, is, are. Right, Ibrahim? So the car is singular. We use is because it is a singular verb used with it or the car.
Okay.
So the car is washed, the past participle of verb 3. This is step number 3. The car is washed every morning. Is it okay, Ibrahim?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Good luck. Thank you. Okay, Miss Susan, please. Now we can talk about how to make passive with perfect tenses, please.
Yes. What differentiates the active sentence from the passive voice sentence is the presence of verb to be plus the past participle of the main verb in the active sentence. So here, because we have or has, we will put the verb to be in past participle, we will put been. So the form would be the object plus have or has.
Let's have an example, please.
Okay, we will have first the object plus have or has and been plus verb 3. So
Good.
as an example,
you mean, sorry,
yes.
we use verb to be in the present perfect. That's it, simple.
That's it, yes.
Verb to be in the present perfect is have been or has been. That's it. It depends on the new subject in the
Yes.
passive.
Yes.
So here we have an example.
We
Can
have
you
an
read the
example.
please?
The strong wind has destroyed many houses.
Good.
Many houses is the subject. Here, yes, we will change it into the subject.
We use it as a subject. Yes.
We will put it at the beginning of the passive voice sentence. Then we will put have because it's a plural, and been destroyed by the strong wind.
So, in other words,
Yes.
Ms. Susan, the verb destroy, the active verb in the
Yes.
active sentence, is written in the present perfect. Has
Yes.
destroyed. So we use verb to be in the present
We
perfect,
add
as I
been,
said.
yes.
Have been. Why have been and not has been? Because the new subject
Is
is
plural. Plural,
That's why we use a plural verb. We use have been, not has been.
Yes.
That's it. And then we use the past participle or verb 3 of the active verb, which is destroy. It is the same, destroyed, because it is a regular verb.
Exactly.
If we want to mention now the doer of the action, it must be preceded
By the word by.
So
By the
here,
strong wind.
by the strong wind. Okay, is it necessary here, in this case, Ms. Susan, the same sentence, to mention the agent?
Yes, of
I
course.
think it's
Yes.
necessary.
Yes.
Why? Because if we don't mention it here,
That
the
sentence will
information is not complete.
Not completed,
So
yes.
we need to complete the information. Many houses have been destroyed. It's okay. How?
Yeah.
If we want to mention
Yes.
how they have been destroyed,
Yeah.
we have to say by the strong wind, by an earthquake,
Yes,
by
and
etc.
okay, we use the word how in question. When we make into question, we have
Yes,
by.
yes.
We change it
That's it.
using the word how.
Okay. Before we go on, I think we have a call. Heidi, good afternoon, Heidi.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Sam, thank you.
Heidi, I'm sure that you are preparing very well for the final exam, aren't you?
Yes.
Good. Your question, please.
What about the last unit? Is it required?
A good question, in fact. You mean Unit 12 in the book, right? Heidi, are you listening?
Yes.
You mean 12, Unit 12? Are you asking me about the last unit in your book, Unit 12?
I can't listen.
You can hear me from the telephone, not from the TV, Heidi. Use the telephone, please. Can you hear me now? Heidi?
Second.
Heidi, I can answer you. Not only you, all the students. Everything which has been taken at school is required from you in the final exam. Everything which hasn't been taken at school is not required in the final exam, simply. Okay?
Okay.
Goodbye, good luck, thank you.
Yes.
Well, let's go on.
Yes, in the
Ms.
past-
Susan, the past perfect,
The
please.
past perfect. In the past perfect, we will the form of the passive voice sentence will become the object at the first of the sentence, then had been, and the verb 3 in past participle. We will have an example. The driver stopped after he had seen smoke coming out of the lorry's engine.
Good.
Here we will change.
The driver stopped.
Yes.
Here it is in the past simple, and it can't be made into passive. It cannot be changed into passive. Why?
Yes,
because we don't have an object.
Exactly.
The driver stopped. This is the first clause.
After-
the second clause now.
Okay,
He had seen smoke.
Smoke. So we put smoke at the beginning of the passive voice sentence. Then we will put had been seen coming out.
So
of
we should start first with the first clause.
Yeah,
The
yes.
driver stopped. The driver stopped.
Okay.
After.
After.
Instead of
Smoke,
saying after he had seen smoke.
yes.
After
Smoke.
Smoke had been seen
had been seen.
coming out of the lorry's
Exactly.
engine.
Thank you very much. Okay. What about the auxiliary verbs now? We can
Yes.
use can or could, must.
Of course. According to the one we have in the main sentence, if we have can or could, then the form of the passive voice sentence will become the object plus can or could, the one in the main sentence. After that, we will have be as it is and verb 3.
An example.
An example, the strong wind can destroy many houses.
So many houses
can be destroyed.
must be used as a subject.
Yes.
Many
we
houses.
change
Okay.
places between the subject and the
This
object.
is step number 1.
Yes.
Can destroy.
Can be.
Destroy is used here with a modal verb,
Yes.
which is can.
Yes.
So we use verb to be with the same modal verb, can be.
Yes.
Can destroy, can be. Will destroy, will be.
Yes.
Must destroy, must be,
Okay.
etc.
And the main verb will become past participle in the passive voice sentence, so it will become destroyed by the strong wind. Sorry. Yes?
Okay.
Okay.
What about the second example? Must, please.
With must, the same procedure, because after the auxiliary verbs, we have the verb in zero form. So we will have the object plus must, be, and verb 3. We must move people from their homes before building the dam. It will
People.
become people must be moved from their homes before building the dam.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sausan. Before we go on, we have a call. Butul, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you, Butul?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Good, thank you. We're fine. Your question, please.
I want to ask you about questions number 1 and 2. They are questions from the first text in the
Sorry.
exam.
Let's stop. Question number 1 and question number 2. Where? In which unit?
In the exam.
In the final.
In the exam. The first text, you mean, and the second text. What about them?
If you gave the exact answer, then we added one more sentence.
If we sorry?
Give the exact answer and we add one more sentence.
Okay, go on, Butul.
Still we will have the full mark of the question, or we will
Extra information.
Okay, you are asking me in case the student writes more information, right? In addition to the required answer. This is what you mean. I mean,
Yes.
the student sometimes should write the complete answer in the final exam. If he mentions extra information, this is what you mean. If he mentions extra information that are related to the answer, it's okay. One sentence is okay. But more than one sentence, if the student mentions more than one sentence, which is not required in the answer, okay, his answer rates 0. Okay, so please, when we ask you about specific information, you have to give the specific information, the required information.
required
But
information.
sometimes, okay, some students write more than it is
The
required,
required, yes.
more than the required. So it's okay, one sentence is okay, but more than one sentence, it means
it
that
should
the
be
student
related,
does
yes.
not understand the question, so his answer in this case rates 0.
Do you think that's fair because we wrote the answer?
Sorry?
Do you think this is fair?
Yes, it is fair. Why? I have just answered you, Batul.
Yes.
Let's say, for example, let me give you an example. You know, the first text in your student's book is about new crimes.
Crime, yeah.
Okay? Let's say that the first sentence in the text, the law related to computer crime is changing very quickly, right? This is the first sentence.
Yeah.
If we ask you, which law is changing very quickly? Of course, the answer is the law related to computer crime.
Yes.
Now, this is the required answer. If the student writes the required answer, the law related to computer crime, full stop, then he says, modern criminals are using computers to commit crimes and so on. Viruses can destroy computers, and it means that the student here, in this case, does not understand the question.
Yeah.
He does not understand the specific information. So he gives us more than
Required.
it is required. In this case, I think it is fair enough to give him zero.
Yeah.
Not the full mark. Sorry to say that, but it's the truth. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Well, a nice question.
Yeah.
Let's go back to have some exercise about the passive voice, Miss Mariam, Miss Sausan. Let's do the first sentence. Here we have a sentence in the active, please.
Okay. But before I complete, in model with passive voice, it can be missing word.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Make passive voice. Number 1, birds build their nests at the top of trees. Bird, subject, build. Verb, and the tense it's simple present. Their nest, object, at the top of trees. The object, it's nests, because we have a plural, I will put are, and past participle built, and I will complete at the top of trees. It's not necessary to mention the agent or the doer in this sentence because it's obvious.
Yes.
Okay.
Number 2.
So birds build their nests at the top of trees. Nests, their nests or nests is the object. Nests are built at the top of trees.
Okay.
Miss
Yes.
Sausan,
The
please.
second example, birds make their nests from grass. Now, their nests will become, we will omit there, and we can write birds' nests or nests.
We can say birds' nests.
Yes,
Birds' nests. It's okay.
or nests are made from grass.
Good.
Okay. Number 3, elephants have changed the natural environment. Elephants, subject, have changed. It's present
The active
perfect.
verb, yes.
Okay. The natural environment, it's an object.
Yes.
The natural environment is singular. I will put has been changed.
Here, the student should notice that in the active sentence, elephants is plural.
Yeah.
The subject
Okay.
is plural.
They will confuse.
When we use the object, the natural environment, as a subject, it is singular.
Singular, yeah.
So they have to use a
Has.
singular verb, not a plural verb.
Yeah, according to the
Sometimes
object.
they get confused, some
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Some students get confused and they don't know that they need here to use a singular verb, not a plural verb. So
According to
please,
the object.
dear students, take care when you
The new subject.
deal with the new subject.
Yeah.
If the new subject is singular, you have to use a singular verb. If it is plural, you have to use a plural verb.
Yeah.
Okay?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Now the government is building a new school. A new school is being built by the government. This is an example. Yes.
So a new school is being
Is
built
being built.
by
the
the government.
government.
Is building is in the
Because
present
we have
continuous. We
building,
use verb to
we use
be in the
being.
present continuous.
Yes. This is why we
being.
used being.
Yes. Thank you very much.
You are most
We have another call. Marah, good afternoon. Marah, can you hear us? Marah, good afternoon. No call? No call? Okay, let's continue. Miss Mariam, please. Here, we have just finished the first topic of our seminar for today, which is the passive voice. I think we have covered everything about the passive with examples.
Yeah.
Now we can talk about some linking words. Here we have a revision. It's just a revision. We are not talking here in this seminar, and we can't, of course, cover all linking words in
Yes.
English, but we will try to cover the most important linking words that are mentioned in
the most
the
mentioned
book.
words.
Yes. So the most common one, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most common ones. Time words. We have something called time words. I mean, they are connecting words which refers to time.
Time. Okay.
Like what, Miss Maryam?
Like-
Marah again, sorry.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Marah.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
We're fine, thank you. Your question, please.
I want to ask you a question about the difference between could and was or were able to. What is the difference between them?
A good question. This case, Marah, you are asking about something that is mentioned in grade 9. It is not in grade 12. It's
Grade
okay.
10 also.
But it's okay. We can talk about it. Could is used to talk about a possibility in the past. For example, the exam was easy. I could answer all the questions.
Yes.
Okay, so could here is used to talk
Ability
about a
in the past.
possibility or an ability,
In the
sorry, an
past.
ability in the
In the
past.
past, yes.
That's it, ability in the past. We use can to talk about an ability in the present. For example, I can speak English.
Okay.
You can see me now. I can speak English, but I can't speak Italian, of course.
Okay.
So, I could is used to talk about an ability
In the past.
In the past.
Now, was able to, when we have, let's say, a problem, for example, my brother's leg or
Was broken.
But he was able.
although he had a broken leg, he was able
To
to
walk.
drive the car. You see, he was able
Yes.
to drive the car. So here,
There was difficulties.
when we have a difficulty, a problem, it is better to use was able to. But in the exam, for example, we don't ask you to choose between them, was able to and could, because I think both of them are used to talk
Used to talk.
something
Yes.
in the past and ability in the past. So
yeah.
both of them are accepted in this case. So the difference between them is very, very, very simple, but we can use both of them to talk about abilities in
the
the
past.
past. It's not wrong to say, I could drive. He could drive, although he had a broken leg.
Yes.
It's okay, we can say that. It is correct also.
So
So,
an answer.
May I add something
Sarsan,
here?
you'd
and
like
we
to
can-
add something?
Yes,
Okay.
we can use could for polite request in the future. For example, could you drive me to the airport?
Of course.
This is something that we
But we
cannot
can't
use
use
with
was
or
able.
were able to.
Yeah.
Of course. For requests, we use could.
Could.
Could you please open the door?
Yes,
Could you please,
polite
or can
request.
you help me? A polite,
For the future.
Request.
And this is
not only for
Cannot
the
be
future,
made with
not
a-
only for the future,
For the
time
present
being,
time.
yes, for the time being.
So, is it okay, Marah? Marah? Is it okay?
she's still.
Is it okay? Is
You
it
understood?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, Miss Mariam,
We
the
have
time words.
Time
please.
words like when, while, after, before.
Let's have
okay.
examples, please.
My leg hurts when I walk. We have
My
when
leg hurts.
when I walk.
My leg hurts when I walk.
Okay.
Okay.
We have when that connect two sentences.
Yes.
Okay. I heard the news on the radio as or while I was driving home. I have two sentences and
So here, as or while means
During the time.
during the time when I was doing something.
Means
when I
duration.
was
This is why we have
driving
ing after
home.
them,
Okay.
yes.
During this time.
yeah.
Okay.
And we have two sentences in this
Two
case.
clauses, you mean?
Two clauses and
Yes.
simple past and past continuous usually in this sentence.
Sometimes we can use both
Simple
in the
past.
past continuous.
Okay.
Yes.
Both.
Yes.
For example, while I was sleeping in my room, my brother was watching TV.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
or
we
as.
can use
As or while.
the past
Past
continuous
continuous.
to talk about two actions that were in
Happening at the
progress
At the same time
at
in
the
the
same
past.
time. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
During the time when I was driving home. Okay. When or after the speaker sat down, no one knew what to say.
Thank you. Before we go on, we have another call. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Haneen, good afternoon. Haneen.
Hello.
Haneen, good
Hello.
afternoon. Hello.
Hello everyone. Hello everybody.
Hello, thank you.
Hello.
How are you, Haneen?
Okay, thank you.
I'm fine.
Okay,
Are you?
we're fine, thank you. When you are fine, we're fine, be sure. Okay, your question, please.
My question is, in the causative sentence, can we use done instead of the main verb in the past participle?
Don't in the main verb as a main verb. Can you give me an example?
For example, can I say I had my car done instead of I had my car cleaned?
Washed or
Causative
cleaned.
verb.
It is
The
a causative.
causative, yes.
Yes, she is
Done
talking about the
instead of the
causative.
verb 3.
Again, your sentence, please. Repeat the sentence, Haneen. Repeat your sentence. Repeat it. Haneen,
Yes.
repeat your sentence.
Say it again.
Can I say I had my car done
I have my car done.
I had my car done.
instead of I had my car cleaned?
We can say that, but it's okay, we can. I have my car done. It depends on the speaker, Haneen. It depends on the speaker what he means or she means.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You will have
We
the
can
flow.
use do instead of any verb in English. It's okay. For example, when I say I do my homework
Yes.
every day, it means that I perform. I do the job. I perform the job. So it's okay. If do here refers to repair, it's okay.
Yeah.
It is correct. But in the exam, you will be given a sentence in the active,
Yes.
and you have to use the causative verb have. You have to follow a rule. You know this rule.
Have
It is
plus
in
verb 3.
unit 9. Okay, Haneen?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good
Thank
luck.
you, thank you.
Thank you. Let's continue. When or after the speaker sat down, no one knew what to say. So when here, when we use when, dear students, I mean
At the point of.
at the
in
beginning
time.
or in the second clause. It's okay. I mean when we have two actions in the past,
Okay.
one happened before another. I mean, we are talking about a sequence of events.
Okay.
You see, when the phone rang, for example, I answered the call. So
Yes.
the verb or the action which comes with when happens first.
Okay.
Yes.
It means that it happened first.
First.
So when the speaker sat down, so it means that first
The first action.
speaker sat down. This
Okay.
is action number 1. Action number 2,
No one
knew
knew
what to say.
Number
So
2.
when we use when in the past, with two actions in the past, the action with when happens first.
Simple past.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay? Miss
Can I add
Sawsan,
one
please.
information about
Why not?
when?
Yes, please.
Yes. In the simple present, when we have when joining two sentences in the simple present, we can replace or we can imagine the if sentence, because when can do the if place.
Okay.
For example, when you study, you will pass. If you
Yes.
study, you will pass. Though, and this can
Just
be
like a
the same.
conditional
Yeah,
sentence.
that can be a
Instead of
conditional
if, we
question.
can use when
Yes.
sometimes. Why not?
Exactly.
Yes, you're right. Okay, let's continue, Ms. Sawsan, please.
A linking verse, we
Yes,
have
yes.
also as soon as, after, until. We have before and since. As soon as, exactly as the same if sentence also. As soon as I'd left the house, it started to rain. It means immediately. Yes?
After I'd left the house.
Yes.
Immediately means few
At
seconds
the same time.
after the first
yes.
action.
Okay.
Immediately after I'd left the house,
first second.
something happened.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So as soon as I'd left the house,
The
it
moment
started
I
to
left
rain.
the house, it
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
I must go to the post office before it closes. So before the time that precedes the closing of the store. Now you have to wait until the light changes to green. Until here, it means up the time when the light changes to green.
Okay.
And we have since this from the time till the moment, from the time of so till the moment. It means this is why we use with it perfect tenses. I have or I've been sad since you left. So
Yes.
from the moment you left.
Good. Thank you very much. Of course, we are trying as I said, dear students, to review or to revise, sorry, these linking words in order to give you the experience also how to complete a sentence.
Yeah.
Completion.
Because in the exam you have a
We will have
a,
two
an-
examples.
a question about completion.
Exactly.
So you have to have the experience
Of
and to
writing.
know the tense which is used in the first clause, the linking word, and how to complete the information. So
Yeah.
you here the task is, I think it's easy if you have vocabulary and you have correct grammar. If you have good grammar, the task will be done easily. You will
And
do the
it takes
task
20 marks
easily.
in the
Of
final
course,
exam.
of course. What else, Miss Mariam, please?
We have also we have but, although, and in spite of. For example, that jacket was nice, but it was too small. We have contrast
Here
in the
we have a
meaning.
contrast.
To get the
Okay,
meaning.
Yes.
in the meaning. Number 2, although I liked the sweater, I didn't buy it.
Although I
Although
like the sweater,
Sweater.
I didn't buy it.
Also, we have contrast in the meaning. Tom felt perfectly calm.
Here we are talking about unexpected result.
Yeah. Okay.
Unexpected result.
Result,
Although
yeah.
I like the sweater, so when I say I like the sweater,
I will buy it.
you will guess as a listener that I bought it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But here, although I like the sweater, I didn't buy it. So here it is unexpected result.
Okay.
There is a contrast, of course.
Yeah, contrast.
The last one.
Tom felt perfectly calm in spite of danger.
In spite of, what comes after in spite of? It comes, a noun
Noun,
comes
yes,
after
a
in
noun.
spite of,
Yes.
not a clause, dear
Yes.
students.
Okay.
In spite of danger.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, please.
We have also to and in order to. They both, we can use them to give purpose, to clarify. So we should use verb in the zero form after them. And in order to is more formal than to. So, and we have so that and for. They are all give purpose.
So we can use the to infinitive to say why someone
Has done
does
something.
What,
Yes, exactly.
What the purpose
And we can
of an
use,
action
yes,
is.
when we see them, we can, when we change into question, we can use the word why.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
So some students use only why when they see
Because,
But
okay.
no,
This is-
it's not
yes.
correct.
We can
to
use it
is
with
also
two
used
plus
to talk
verb,
about a purpose.
not a place.
Exactly.
Two plus verb.
The purpose comes after.
After
After.
two.
The reason comes before.
Before, yes.
So because I did something because something else happened.
Yes.
So it made me do
that
something
something.
else.
Okay.
But to here, I do something to do something else later.
Okay.
So
Yes.
it is the purpose, as you said. Before we go on, another call. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Majid? Majd, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
Good
Thank you very
afternoon.
much. Your question, please.
I'm not a student. I'm old student. Miss Mariam.
But you have a good experience in English. It's very
Yes.
clear. Okay.
I didn't
Good
call
English.
to ask a question, but I called to say thank you all,
Thank
especially
you.
Miss Mariam,
Thank you.
because she taught me a lot of things, including the English language.
Thank you.
I am
Thank you.
I am currently a lawyer, and I work for a company.
Lawyer.
And I'm grateful for everything. Good day to all, and thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Majid. Thank
we love you
you.
all, Miss Mariam.
thank you, thank you.
I'm an old student with you.
Thank you.
Right now, I'm 25 years old.
Good. Majid, I'd like to thank you for your call, first of all. Then I'd like to say that we are proud of all our colleagues in the field, all English teachers in Syria, because they have done something great, especially this year. So I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank all
Yeah.
dear colleagues in the field. Good luck, Majid. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
we want to thank you, all of you.
Thank you.
And good luck and good day.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice call. Again, let's
Yes.
continue, Ms. Samsan.
Yes, so you gave an example, and to, we have a purpose after it, and we can use
Most
that
people
to
work.
infinitive
Why do most people work? Why do we work?
to gain money,
To earn money.
Yes.
That's it. So this is the purpose.
Yes, and we went to the library to get some books.
Another purpose.
Yes.
So,
In order to is more formal than to. So the government took new measures in order to reduce crime.
in order to reduce crime.
Yes.
Of course, here, maybe, again, some students may ask, are you going to ask us to choose or to distinguish between to or in order to between brackets? Of course not,
Both
because
acceptable.
both of
They are
them are
both
accepted.
right,
to
yes.
Both of them are used to talk about purpose, so to is correct, in order to is correct.
Yeah.
But we say here, in order to is more formal than to.
To,
So when we talk about a government, an embassy, something
Formal
in
things.
British, something formal, okay, we use in order to, not to.
Yes.
But when we talk about friends, family, it's okay,
Yeah.
we use to.
To.
Simply speaking.
Okay.
What else?
Fuad was hurrying in order to, in order not to miss the train.
You see here, in order not to miss the train. Here, the negative form
Yes.
of in order
In
to.
order to,
In order
not
to, and in order not
to.
to. Good. That's nice.
Okay.
After,
Miss,
okay.
And
Miss
we,
Miriam, please.
and
Thank
we
you.
have so that we have result in this word. After so that we use subject and the main verb. For example, farmers cut down trees so that they have more land for growing crops. We have a result.
Farmers cut down trees
So that
they have more land for growing
crops.
crops.
Okay.
Good.
I'll post the car today so that it gets here on time.
Good.
Okay. We have some examples. Choose the correct word in
Thank
brackets.
you. Miss Susan, please, the first one.
Yes, Mrs. Hayek, who or which is a teacher at my school, is leaving soon. Of course, we use who for
Here, the relative
people and
pronouns.
which for
Yes.
things.
Things.
Mrs. Hayek is a person, Mrs.
Yes.
We use who.
Number two.
The charity who or which is based in France has several projects in Africa too. We have charity. It's
Charity.
thing
It's
not a human
refers to-
being.
It's refers
use
to
which.
Institution.
Okay.
My
Here
cousins,
we have a revision
Institution.
of the relative pronouns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, my cousins who live in Denmark email us often.
Good.
Thank you for taking me to the exhibition. Who or which I enjoyed a lot.
So,
It's which
why?
because
Because we are talking about an exhibition,
Okay.
not a human
Yes.
being.
yeah,
Exactly.
I think
Good. Here another example, maybe.
we have to
Yes,
sentence.
joining sentences.
Yes. Number one, I spent a weekend by the sea. Number one. Number two, it was wonderful.
So here we have two statements.
Yes.
The second sentence here tells us
About
or
wonderful.
gives us more information
about the weekend.
about the weekend.
Not
Very
about
good.
people.
The weekend by the sea, yes.
Okay.
So,
It becomes I spent a weekend by the sea, which was wonderful,
thank you.
and I will put comma before which.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, now the earth is getting hotter. It is causing the ice caps to melt. We join them using which, and we put comma before the second sentence. So the earth is getting hotter, which is causing the ice caps to melt.
I mean, this issue, this matter, is causing the ice
To
caps
melt.
to melt. What matter? The earth is getting hotter.
Yes.
That's it. Good.
We have another example. Join the sentence, use who or which. Number one, my uncle is coming to visit us soon. He works in a hotel. In this example, we have extra information because when I say my uncle, it's none.
So you mean the clause here, the relative clause here, is not used to define
Yes.
my uncle,
Yeah.
because my uncle is
No.
well known to me
Yes.
and to you. So
Okay.
there is no need. Here, the purpose of using the relative
add
clause is to add extra
extra
information, not
yes.
to define.
Okay. And in this case,
That's why we use two commas here.
okay. In
Yes.
this case, we have two commas. It becomes my uncle who works in a hotel is coming to visit us soon. I can delete who works in a hotel. It's
Yes.
extra information.
Miss Susan, please, the next one.
Yes, tourists come to Syria. They usually go to Palmyra. Now here we omit they and we use who. Tourists who come to to Syria usually go to Palmyra.
So not all tourists. We are not talking here about all tourists. We are talking about tourists who come to Syria.
Yes.
So here, I think this clause is called a defining clause.
Yes.
So
Define
that's
the
why we
people who
don't
come
use
and visit
commas here.
Yes.
Palmyra.
We cannot, omit this clause. If we omit it, if we delete it, we feel that the information is
It's
not
not
very
complete.
clear.
Yes.
Is not complete.
There is missing
Tourists
information.
usually go to Palmyra. Which tourists?
Yes.
who come to visit Syria.
Yes.
Choose the correct word. We have some linking words. I'll phone you until or as soon as I arrive.
Good.
Okay.
I always
one?
brush.
Which,
I'll
as soon,
phone you.
as soon as.
Yes.
As soon as
As soon as I arrive.
Good. Immediately after I
Okay.
arrive. This is the,
Yes.
the,
The same
exact
moment,
meaning.
yes.
I always brush my teeth before I go to bed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I manage to see you until or before you go on holiday. Before you go
Because
on
if you
holiday.
go, I can't see you.
Okay. Yes.
So it's very clear that
Yes.
I hope to, I manage to see you before you go on holiday.
Okay.
After a few hours, I get tired of playing video games.
Okay.
You
As
cannot use when here because a few hours is a noun phrase. It is
Yes.
not a clause.
Yes.
So if when is
We
not
should
correct.
use after.
After can be used
After
with a
time.
clause and
Or-
can be used with a noun phrase.
Yes, or a phrase.
Okay.
As soon as or until you see Hind, tell her I said hello. As soon as.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Continue.
That's everything. We have another exercise maybe.
Okay.
Yes.
Choose the correct word.
Yes.
In brackets, the Amazon rainforest has an important effect on the climate of the world because it covers such a large area.
So the
Because
Amazon rainforest
yes,
has an important effect on the climate of the world because
it covers such
yes,
a large
yes,
area.
Yes, that's correct.
We need to understand this sentence,
Of
students.
course,
Okay.
of course. Whether it is a result or a reason. We are
Yes.
talking
Yes.
here about a reason or a cause.
Yes.
The next one.
Number 2. Large areas of forest have been cut down so that, or in order to, the soil is now dry and dusty. The soil is now dry and dusty. It's a result, not a cause. So we have to put so that, and we have clause. In order to, we have only zero form.
Good.
Yes. Loggers cut down trees in order to sell the wood because we have verb
Infinitive.
zero. Yes, we
Infinitive.
should use to.
Yes.
And
Fadia didn't go to school yesterday in order to because she felt ill. We have a clause after the bracket, so we will have to choose because.
Not in order to.
In order.
Yes.
yes, I went to the post office to buy some stamps. We have
Good.
buy infinitive. This is why we use it too.
Ahmad went to the airport in order to or so that meet his brother Khalid. We have zero form, so I will choose in order to.
People write things in their diaries in order not to forget important things.
In order not
to forget important
yes,
things.
Yes, that's correct. Now we come to a new topic, as we promised at the beginning of this seminar, to talk about how to express possibility in English. Of course, we can use 3 auxiliary verbs
Yes.
to express possibility in English. We have the words, or the verbs, must, can't, and might.
Yes.
Let me start with Miss Mariam, then
Okay.
Miss Hussein can continue,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
Let's talk about must.
Must.
After must, of course, we need
We
to
have-
use, as we said, a zero form
Zero.
Zero form.
or
Okay.
infinitive.
Okay. To talk about things which we are almost sure are true. Okay.
For
For example, he must earn a lot of money to be able to buy that expensive car.
So let's stop here.
Okay.
Maybe some students don't understand the real meaning or the exact meaning of must here.
Yes.
I'd like to add something, dear students, that you know all that we use must to express obligation.
Yes.
For example, if a boss is speaking, or a principal at school
Yes.
is talking to the
From higher
students.
position.
Yes, higher position. He says, you must come to school, you should, or you must,
You
sorry,
must come.
wear
Uniform.
a uniform to
Yes.
school.
Yes.
You must wear a uniform. So you are obliged to do this
Something.
or to follow this
Yes, you're
rule
obligated
or
to
the
that.
instruction. Because I am the speaker, I have the rule, I have the, let's say, the authority,
Higher
Strong
position.
obligation.
the
Yes.
authority
Yes.
to give orders.
Yes.
When you want to, let's say, implement or to do my order,
Yes.
you say, we have to wear
Yes.
a uniform to school. Of course,
Yes.
must and have to here.
The same.
Both express obligation.
Yes.
But the difference is
Yes.
that the speaker,
Must
which
is
has
stronger.
the authority,
Yes. Use must.
uses
Self-obligation.
must.
Yes.
And the second person uses
The,
have to.
the obliged person.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, but must has also other meanings or expressions. It is also
When we
used
are
to give
sure
or to
about the
express something
information.
else.
Yes.
Here in this case, he was able to buy that expensive car.
Yes.
How? So he,
He
must
must have
earn
lots of money.
a lot of money.
He's
he must
rich.
be rich.
Rich,
He
yes.
must
We
be
are sure that he is rich.
Yes.
So if we are here trying to, let's say, give a logical result, or we are trying to conclude something, logical conclusion. It is called a logical conclusion. We have concluded from this situation
Yes.
that he must earn a lot of money. So must here, or can't, or might,
Yes.
all are used to give sometimes logical conclusions.
Conclusion,
But
yes.
when we use must, it means that the speaker, he is sure, very sure, 100% that this man earns a lot of money.
Yes.
That it is true. I am sure that this thing is true.
Yes.
When we use can't, it's exactly
But in
the
negative.
opposite.
Yes.
The opposite
Yes.
of must.
To talk about things which we are almost sure that are not true, we use can't.
An
Yes.
example.
It is December. It can't be hot tomorrow.
It can't be hot tomorrow.
Yes.
It is again a logical conclusion, as I
Exactly.
said. So here, when you say it can't be hot, you mean that I am very sure that this thing is not true.
Yes.
When we want to say, I am sure, or we are very sure that something is true, we use must.
Must.
When we want to say that we are very sure that something is not true,
We use
we use
can't.
can't.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay. We
What
have
about might now?
might when we are unsure whether or if something is true or not. Maybe yes, maybe
Yeah,
no.
In spring,
Uncertain,
Example.
it might be hot tomorrow,
Yes.
and it might not.
Yes.
So here, when we use might, we are 50%.
50% we are sure, or not.
or not sure.
Yes.
So it is. It means that we are not sure 100%
Yes.
of something.
Okay.
It might happen. It
Or
might not happen. Okay.
So they are expressing possibilities about the past.
What about
Yes.
the past now? Maybe
We can
again,
use them.
again, the structure, the structure of how to express possibility in the past again is not very clear to maybe many students.
Students, yes.
Not
Yes.
to some students, dear Susan. So would you please give us an idea about this, please?
Yes, we can use must, can't, might, plus have and past participle to express possibilities about the past. So, as an example, Ali didn't find his keys in the office.
The sentence here is
Yes.
in the
In
past.
the past.
We
Yes.
are not talking about the present.
Present or
we are
future.
talking about something that happened
In the
or
past.
didn't happen
Yes.
in the past. So,
Yes. Ali didn't find his keys in the office. He must have forgotten them at home. This
so
is,
after
we are
must
sure about
or
the
can or
information.
might, we use the present perfect. Have and verb 3.
Have and
Have and verb 3.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
He must have
we use
forgotten
modals
them at home.
plus have and verb.
It is again a logical conclusion, but not about the present.
It is about the past.
the
This is
past.
why we use have and verb 3 after must.
So when dear students want to give a logical conclusion or to express possibility or probability
About the
past, you have to use these 3 verbs,
With
must,
have,
can't,
or
might, with
with
have
have
and verb 3,
or past
not
participle.
with the 0 form.
Yes.
When we use them with the zero form, we are talking about the present.
Present.
Becomes
When we use
past.
them with have and verb 3,
In the past.
we are talking
We
about
go a
the
step
past.
backwards.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Number 2, Mahmoud can't have phoned me. I was at home. I was in the past. I was at home and I would have heard the telephone, because we have sentence in the past, and this case in the past.
Good,
Okay.
good.
Ali
Thank you.
didn't come. Alia didn't come. She might have forgotten the meeting.
Thank you very much. That's everything for our seminar for today. Well, it's time to say goodbye to dear students, but before that, let me thank you, dear Mariam Muhammad, an English teacher from Damascus Directorate. Thanks a lot for your
It's a big
participation.
honor to be with you again.
Thank you very much. Ms. Sousan Hamdan, an English teacher from Kunaitra Directorate. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
at this
Thank
time.
you, Mr.
Thank you
Faisal.
for your participation. Dear colleagues, dear students, we promise you that we have a number of seminars in the future, in the next month, in which we are going to revise everything in your curriculum. For the time being, from me, Basil Sadiq, Senior Supervisor in the Ministry of Education, I'd like to say goodbye. Thank you.